Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Greater Entrepreneur Success Group every Monday, whereby we bring you the Power Pack speakers, education, empowerment, and networking. This week is nothing is no different. We have special guest Dee Bowden, powerful speaker, powerful author, join us today talking about collect the cash. So look here, Dee. I'll introduce you, even though I just did, but I'll say a few things about you at the end. So let's all go around. I'll give everybody, let's say, 7 seconds please. And I'm just looking at you how you are on my screen. We'll start with Dexter.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dexter Johnigan, and with Phoenix Mortgage Specialist, we're a residential mortgage loan company. I'm a mortgage loan officer.
Thank you, Dexter. Kim.
Good morning, Kim Hudson Gray, and soon to come onto your computer is Pearl and Accessories. I'm working on it now, and it should be open soon. Jewelry store opening soon.
Wonderful. Thank you. Maxine.
Maxine Barnett from Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean, but now in Berkeley, California, where it's much warmer than the East Coast. An executive coach, especially focusing on helping individuals to hone in their soft skills because style and substance, they're both important.
Thank you. Renee. Hey, Renee.
Hey everyone, good morning. Renee Creighton with RLC Hospitality and Travel.
Thank you. Sybil. We can't hear you, Sybil. There you go.
Sorry about that. Good morning, y'all. My name is Sybil Stillwell. I turn generational curses into generational wealth through an educational platform about money.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Ken.
Good morning, Ken Fainer, the social glue, social media marketing and email marketing that sticks.
Wonderful. The insurance lady, Stevie. You're mute, Stevie. We can't hear you. There you go.
Stevie, the insurance lady that helps put questions to ease, like whether the cost of your insurance or the quality of care is the best for you. Stevie, I would love to be your insurance lady and answer some questions for you.
Thank you so much. Dawn from the DMV.
Hello, I'm Dawn Phillips, owner of Dawn's Conscious Living and Lifestyle Coaching. I do life coaching, health and wellness coaching, and meditation.
Wonderful. Thank you, Dawn. Dr. Sable.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Sable with the Wellness Sanctuary International Corp. If you need to be adjusted or need to be treated, please contact my office at 770-760-0060. And I look forward to helping others grow their business as well. Thank you. And Dr. Sinclair is a life send, forever saving my business. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc. I appreciate it. We got Coach Tawana coming from Chi-Town. Okay, Coach Tawana don't want to show us her face this morning. Okay, we might have technical difficulties. Okay, well, till she comes on, well, I'm so happy and excited and elated to introduce Dee Bowden, who is the author of Collect the Cash. All of us in our business will experience a cash flow. We have money that's out there and we don't know how to collect the cash. So why not have the premier author, the expert? One of the things, I know this is going on, we want to kind of help promote. We've all heard of that famous publishing company, I think Simon & Schuster. Dee Bowden has her book, who was just endorsed by one of the top editors from Simon & Schuster. So, you know, we bring to you Dee Bowden all the way from Frederick, Maryland. So Dee, the floor is yours. You got 22 to 23 minutes. We've already talked however you want. And everybody just mute yourself except for Dee.
Okay. First of all, can you hear me? Perfect. Well, good morning, everybody, and happy Monday. This is actually Happy Women's History Month, so for that. So first of all, Dr. Sinclair, thank you so very much for the opportunity to speak to you all. I'm going to share my screen book. Well, first, before I do all that, let me give you back a little bit about who I am. So I'm Dee Bowden. I'm originally from Boston. I now live in Maryland. Fun facts about me. I love Ferris wheels, smooth jazz, and red wine. So I don't know if I have any smooth jazz fans in the building, but if y'all are smooth jazz fan, we can talk. If y'all, first of all, if y'all love smooth jazz, first of all, y'all got your coffee or tea? Raise your glasses, raise your cups. That's what's up. We're gonna start this off with some fun. Cause listen, it's early in the morning. I'm like 9 o'clock. We're trying to wake up in here. Definitely. So like I said, I'm from Boston. I live in Maryland. Fun facts. Ferris wheels, smooth jazz, and I love good wine. So let me share with you how we're going to talk about collect the cash. So let me share this one little thing with you. I think you all will appreciate this. Let me see if I can get this up. All right. Let me see if this will work. Can y'all see that? Can you see that? Yes. Okay. So collect the cash. What had happened was, I figured y'all would appreciate this. So this is my new book that's coming out called Collect the Cash, but I'm not here to necessarily promote the book. I'm here to teach you all seriously about collect the cash. So I wanted to show you collect the cash and what had happened was. So let me stop my share so we can actually talk. So about 15 years ago, I used to work for a small IT company outside of Boston, where I'm from. I got hired by the collections department to collect $8 million. Did y'all hear me? $8 million. So I get hired, I get to my cubicle, and they go, here's your list of accounts. You need to get to work. And I'm like, are y'all serious? Like, really? Yeah, really. So I'm a believer, so I said a short prayer account and went like this. Hey, God, yes, D, how are you? You know what, overall, God, I'm great, but I got this $8 million problem, and I don't have a clue on how I'm supposed to fix this. So I got quiet, and what came up for me were these three things, which I'll teach you today. Collections, business to business collections is number one, it's problem solving. Because if you have any outstanding invoices that are 30 days past due, 60 days past due, 90 days past due, that's a problem. You got to figure out what had happened was. Number two, collections, business to business collections is also customer service. You have to figure out, especially if you're in a product-based business, and if you have something that goes wrong, let's say somebody buys 10 sets of sneakers from you and they only get 8. They're not going to pay you for your 10 sneakers if you haven't settled up with them. So you have to do customer service, figure out what happened with the sneakers, what happened with the order. You have to provide customer service. My secret sauce is gratitude. So 3 things. So collections is problem solving, number one. Number two, it's an extension of customer service. And number 3, it's gratitude. So what had happened was I got hired. I get to work on collecting on this $8 million issue. So I get to work and I start working on problem solving. Number one, what happened that there was $8 million worth of sales on the books, not in the bank. So let me teach you all something about tracking your accounts. So I have something called a tracking system. So one of the ways it works is this. Number one, if you have one account, first let me ask you this. How many of y'all have a list of customers? Okay, how do you track your customers? What do y'all use? Y'all can type into the chat or talk to me. Okay, so you have a piece of paper.
For the most part, I have a CRM system provided by my company. Okay. And I use the calendar also.
All right, so how do you track? So thank you. How do you track your payments? How do you know how many invoices are outstanding and how many invoices are due? How do you track that? Anybody?
Well, I use QuickBooks, so
okay.
That's how I'm able to track and look at the reports, see who still owes us money.
Okay, gotcha. So one of the things I was going to share with y'all is that one of the things what had happened was that I realized is that the company that I worked for really didn't track things very well. So this is what I came up with. So it's a simple system. It looks like this. In the column number 1 is the name of your customer. Column number 2 is contract number, if you have a contract number. Column number 3 will be the value of the contract. Let's say it's $10,000, $5,000, it doesn't matter. Column number 4 would be the item that's sold. What did you sell them? 10 sneakers or not? Column number 5 is the invoice amount. And when did you invoice them? Column number 6 is when do you expect to get paid? And my favorite line, number 7, column number 7, when do you get to celebrate? Because here's the thing, you can't be in business long if you don't have sales on the front end and receivables on the back end. Because basically it's like this. The sale is not complete until the money is actually in the bank. But if you don't know how many customers you have, you don't know how many invoices are currently due, 30 days past due, 60 days past due, or 90 days past due, when are you going to track this and how do you track it? So I know I said that kind of fast, so let me say it again. Column number 1 is the name of your customer. Column number 2 is a contract number, if you have one. Column number 3, what's the dollar value of your contract? Column number 4, what the item sold, what did you sell them? Sneakers, whatever it is. Column number 5, when do you invoice them or bill them? Column number 6, when do you get paid? And like I said, my favorite column is number 7, notes. Celebration. When are you going to do that? Because here's the thing. I truly believe that the sale is not complete until the money's in the bank, but you have to collect it first. Now, a lot of you right now may not have lots of outstanding invoices, and that's great. But as you scale, you definitely need to know, what do you do? So how do you solve problems? Number 1, you have to make sure that your invoices are prepared properly. That's why I talked about the tracking system. So if you get to the point where you have a contract, a purchase order number, the invoice amount, who do you send the invoice to? How do you make sure that they received it? What do you do if it got sent to the wrong department? Collections, business to business collections is problem solving. You have to follow the bouncing ball all the way through. Number two is customer service. All of you in here have customers. And I'm sure that in order for you to grow your business, you have to get more customers, which means you have to provide excellent service to your customers. Because, you know, in these internet streets, it takes 30 seconds for somebody to do a quick live and holler about something didn't go well. Am I right? It take, you know, and the thing is, we all are building businesses, and our businesses are built on reputation. How you handle one thing is how you handle everything. And that's how a lot of things is, especially in collections, because most people are like, nobody talks about collections. And I was glad that Dr. St. Clair said, come on and teach us about collect the cash, because I learned through my career, and actually now as I'm building my business, is that I had to learn how to do problem solving. I had to figure out this $8 million problem. And it could be $8 million, it could be $8,000, it could be $80. It's still the same principle. You still have to find out what what had happened was, why didn't we get paid? And then what happens when you don't get paid? Who do you talk to? Are you talking to accounts payable? Are you talking, let's say if you're in a product business, are you talking to a shipper? Did something go wrong with the product? Did it not get delivered to the right place? What happened? You as the CEO of your company are responsible for all the things that happen. And so when you're following the sale all the way through to make sure it gets complete, you're doing problem solving, you're doing customer service. And like I said, my secret sauce is gratitude. People are like, why do you talk about gratitude so much? Because I learned that when I go back and say thank you to the people who helped me get paid, that's a big thing. It's a huge thing. And when you submit your invoices to your customers, I don't know if you do this or not, but you might say at the bottom of your invoice, thank you for your service. What are you doing? You're expressing gratitude to your customer for being your customer. You're putting things in place to let them know you appreciate the fact that they chose you to do business with. Most people are like, I never thought about it like that. Well, think about it. We just came through the holiday seasons. If you got a Christmas card or a holiday card from any customer, what do they say? Thank you for being our customer. We appreciate your business, and we hope that you'll stay with us in 2021. What are they doing? They're doing customer service. They want to make sure that you are top of mind for when you, as you renew your services for the next year. They're planting little seeds. Well, it's the same thing here. In collections, you're like, all right, I'm not really feeling this, but I get this. So anyway, let me ask you a question. Has anybody here ever had a problem getting paid for anything? I see hands. Okay, Ken, talk to me about what happened and how did you solve it?
Well, the company I have right now isn't bad. We have a couple of clients that inevitably they just pay us once a quarter. You know, that's them. Over the past, 4 or 5 years, I've just learned 90 days I'm going to get paid or whatever. It's not, it takes 3 months for them, and they'll pay all 3 invoices because I bill them monthly all at once, but that's just the way they do it. So, that's not an issue. But in my first company I had, it wasn't uncommon for me to be owed $100,000 at any given time. And we had to always track that. And I worked with the record labels, and the record labels took 90 days usually to pay.
Mm-hmm.
Usually most of them paid in about 60, but I gave them 90 for hiccups.
Right.
And
thank you.
The people that I owed, I had to have a very good relationship with, because I was the middleman. I bought advertising from other people. The labels paid me for the advertising. Then I paid the publications or the radio stations or whoever. And so I had to have great rapport with my sales reps. And usually they knew that it would take 90 days to get paid. I paid the day that I got paid, I paid them. And we had that understanding. And I told them, because I knew that all my sales reps would lose their commission after 90 days. Yeah. And so I told them, I said, if you are ever about to lose a commission, contact me. I usually kept up with it better than they did. And I would say, hey, I'm paying you for this because we're almost at 90 days and I don't want you to lose your commission. Right. And something that I always put at the end of every correspondence with my first company was, thank you for your support.
See?
Because it was real important to have that back and forth. And one quick story. I don't want to take up a whole
No,
lot of time.
please. No, you're fine.
But
Go ahead.
one quick story. I had a publication that I worked with, and it was one of the first times I used them. And he goes, "Well, we only give 30 days." And I said, "Well, I really need 90." I said, "If that's the case, I'll pay you in 30 days, just so you trust me. And the next time, give me 90." And he goes, "Okay." Well, he forgot about that. And so the next time I placed an ad with him, he wanted to be paid in 30 days. And I reminded him, I said, "That's not the way it works with me. I pay you when I get paid from the label, because otherwise I would be out hundreds of thousands of dollars at any given time." And he was like, "No, no, 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 no." I said, "Well, let me tell you something. If I don't owe you money, it's a bad thing." And he said, "How do you figure that?" I said, "Because I'm not buying from you." And so I had both sides of the coin in that business. I owed people and people owed me. And so I was kind of stuck in the middle, but I had great rapport with all my reps. I had reps. I had one client that went out of business on me.
Right.
They placed thousands of dollars worth of advertising. Out of that $1,000, I only ended up having to pay back about $200. The other label reps or the other companies said, "Hey, he's spent $80,000-$90,000 with us, and he owes us $400. Let's clean the books." So
let me get back to. Well, thank you for that. Let me get back to the story, but thank you for that. And I asked for the example because I wanted you all to know that I'm not just telling you this. Here's one of your peers that can confirm what I'm teaching y'all. But here's the thing: whether you have hundreds of thousands, a little bit, it doesn't matter. Problem solving, customer service. I'm sorry. Collections is three things. It's problem solving, customer service, and gratitude. The other thing is, how are you tracking? I asked you all how are you tracking your accounts, because I wanted to make sure you know that whether you do it through Excel, whether you do it through QuickBooks, whether you do it old school with a piece of paper and a pen, or you do have a whiteboard, it doesn't matter. But how you keep up with your accounts is very important. And then how do you problem solve? Because all of us are in business. We all started our business because we actually wanted to solve a problem. Everybody in front of me, y'all, first of all, let me tell y'all are a good looking group. Let me just compliment y'all. Y'all are a good looking group. But seriously, everybody that started their business said, "I have a solution to a problem that I'm bringing to the market, whatever it is. My solution is that I recover money." So I recover money for government agencies, corporations, small businesses, it doesn't matter. And I'm on a mission now to teach business owners this important part, because the part of the story I didn't get to finish was this. So I get hired, I get my accounts receivable aging, it's $8 million. I say my prayer, I collect $6 million. And then the CEO of the company says, "Listen, we all need to have a chat." And I jokingly say, if you have a boo or a booette, he or she says, "Listen, we want to chat." You're like, I don't want to have this conversation. So we all come downstairs and he says, "Listen, I want to thank everybody across sales, contracts, order entry, invoicing, receivables. We've made an executive decision and we are closing the business. And this is 2 months before Christmas, and you got 30 minutes to go get your stuff and leave the building." That's what happened to me working. Even though I on the team collected $6 million in 60 days while working part-time, the company made an executive decision to shut down. And what that did for me personally is it made me look at what had happened was, and it said, I wonder how many other small businesses don't track their receivables because they're so focused on the sale. They get the next sale, they get the next sale, they get the next sale. And that's where I came up with the saying that the sale is not complete until the money is actually in the bank. That's why I wanted to have this conversation with y'all, to make sure that, number one, please, absolutely get your sales. Please get your sales, but also track them, but also make sure that you're getting paid. If you run into difficulties where you're not getting paid, whether it's you as a CEO or whether you have an accounts receivable person or a collection specialist, it doesn't matter. Somebody has to be tracking what's going on with your cash flow, because basically you don't have the money to run your business until the sale is actually complete and the money's in the bank. Now, I understand some of you may do business through PayPal, through Cash App. You don't have those issues. But if you grow and you deal with somebody that pays you net 30, net 60, net 90, and things aren't coming in, you have to learn how to build those relationships. And I know it's uncomfortable, because most people, when they deal with collections, especially B2B collections, it's, I don't want to ruffle the feathers of my customer. I don't want to ask him for the money. I don't want to say something to him, because if I start to ask him for the money, they're going to think something's wrong. No, there's nothing wrong. Technically, if you have a contract or an agreement with them and they purchase 10 sets of sneakers from you and they only got 8, they owe you the 2. There is nothing wrong with asking them what happened? And then, and here's the thing, here's another tip. If they come back and they tell you they cannot pay you everything in full, I'm old school, so I believe this. I believe you can do a partial payment. I would rather you get some money than no money. You can document, if they say $10,000 is owed, they can only pay you 5, take the 5, document it in the email or in your contract and say, okay, the contract was worth 10, we can only pay you 5. We're going to pay you the other 5 on a certain amount of time. Document that and agree with that on both sides, so that number one, you're not short of money, but number two, you don't mess up the relationship, because we're in the relationship building business. I don't care what you do, you're building relationships, and how you handle, especially this part, because think about it, when you get your sale, you're like celebrating over the moon. You're like, oh my gosh, I got my sale, I got my first customer, woohoo, all that part. But after you get the sale is where the rubber meets the road, because then you have the sale. Then you actually have to fulfill what's in the contract. Then you got to deliver what's in the contract. Then you got to provide the service or the product. Then you got to invoice them, and then you got to get paid. And those are the things that are so important. But again, so the 3 things about collections that I want to wrap up with this. Collections is, B2B collections is problem solving, number 1. Number 2, it's an extension of customer service. And like I said, my secret sauce is gratitude. And when you take the time to track your accounts and make sure you know how many customers do you have, how many invoices are currently due, 30 days past due, 60 days past due, 90 days past due, and you follow up and keep good notes. Prayerfully, what you will have is you won't have a cash flow deficit, but you will actually have an opportunity to stay solvent in your business, not go out of business, and eventually scale. That's my time. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Oh, before I forget, 2 things. I have a free gift for everybody. If you go to, actually, I forgot to write it down, so I'll tell you guys. It's bit.ly. It's bit.ly/collect the cash 5 steps. So that's bit.ly/collect the cash 5 steps. And it's a free PDF that you can download, and you can actually learn more about how you do this. So again, it's bit.ly/collect the cash 5 steps. That's the free giveaway. And if in the event you have any AR issues in the future, you can always schedule a call with me at bit.ly/call with D, the number 1. So that's bit.ly/call with D, the number 1. Again, thank you so much for your time. I definitely appreciate this. Appreciate you. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Dee. Powerful. Everyone I believe here is on LinkedIn, so connect with Dee on LinkedIn, just in case if you forgot, connect with her. Dee, question for you. In this collected cash, I know we're talking about building relationships. When you have a 30-day, 60-day, however, when that payment is not collected on that particular day, how soon should you call just to remind them?
The next day.
If the payment is on the 30th, should you wait till like the 31st, the 1st, or how soon?
I believe if the payment hasn't come in on that day, it's the next day. It's the next day, because that's where your tracker comes in. If your payment is due on the 30th and it hasn't come in, the next day, either you're on the phone or you're having somebody get on the phone and find out. And the thing is, first of all, if you want to make sure that your invoice was prepared properly to your customer, and did you deliver the service to them? If there's something it's missing, before you start on the phone with how come I haven't gotten paid, double check and prepare, make sure that you're prepared. So exactly, you have a contract. It tells you prepare the invoice with the contract number, the PO number, the period of performance, how many sneakers, and what's it worth. You're checking, making sure that those things were done properly first. Secondly, who is the person inside the company that pays your invoices? You need to build a relationship with them, because maybe something happened. Maybe it went to the wrong email address. I don't know. Maybe unfortunately it just got missed. But finding out, did they receive the invoice, number 1, number 2, was it prepared properly, and number 3, is there anything that's missing? And also thank them. Here's another tip. Thank them for taking your phone call, doing the research, and getting your payment processed. I'm telling y'all, the gratitude thing is huge. Just because here's the thing, most people don't ever think to thank the person who pays you. But if you were looking to get paid, you would want somebody to thank you for. If you owe somebody money, wouldn't you want them to thank you? Well, it's the same thing. I believe that you go back and you thank them. And when they tell you what's wrong, if they tell you there's an issue, thank them for letting you know that there's an issue, and then be aggressive to address it and fix it.
Perfect, I appreciate it. Okay, everybody, we got about 5 minutes left. Does anybody have any questions? Powerful information, Dee. Go ahead, Dexter.
Thanks.
Dee, I know we would like to collect 100% of whatever we sell,
Yes.
but obviously that doesn't happen. You know, you look at PTA fundraisers to bank loans. What percentage do most businesses collect? I know sometimes they say that percentage is a cost of doing business, but what percentage in you know that you see that most people collect?
I see most people collect 75. I see most people collect 75 to 80% of their businesses. I'm always looking to collect 100% of whatever I sell or whatever I'm invoicing. But there are times you may have to decide as a business owner, okay, I've been chasing this customer for, I don't know, 60 days, 90 days, 120 days. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm tired of chasing them. Sometimes you have to make an executive decision of say, okay, they're not going to pay me everything. But like I said earlier in my example, I will take some money versus losing everything. That's my personal opinion. That's me. I mean, let me say it this way. No one wants to lose the money on the sale that they made. Nobody does. You expect that when you made that sale, you were going to get paid in full. Now, situations come up, and you go like, this is becoming more of a hassle than I expected. But then you also don't want to lose everything. So my rule of thumb is 75 to 80% of it. If you can live with that, then do that and don't lose all your money and don't lose that relationship. And then there are sometimes you may have to go, you know what, I have to write this off. This is just not worth the hassle. And it happens. People are like, are you serious? I'm like, I am serious. I mean, listen, please understand, this is not what I advocate for anybody. I don't advocate that you have to lose money. That's not the goal. My goal is always to collect 100% of what you sold, but you do have to make executive decisions and say, okay, this is not worth the hassle. It's just not. The stress is just way too much. And then you have to look at it long term. Is this a customer that you plan to do repeat business with? If you do, then you'll say, okay, I'm gonna take this loss on this one, but the next time we're gonna change this differently. But upfront, okay, we're gonna reconstruct this contract. You're gonna do your deposit before we make another move. Number two, on the day that the invoices are due, this is what I expect, or I'm not doing any more business with you. We're not moving forward. You have to take control of your cash flow. And if you don't do that, somebody else has to. But it's important that you don't lose any more money. I hope that helps.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Last question. Anybody got a last question? Anyone?
I think all of that information, Dee, that you provided was very beneficial. I really appreciate it. I would add a statement for information for everyone else, also from my industry, when it comes to hospitals and doctors. They want to just recuperate some money too. So they will forfeit the large bill if you have some cash that you're willing to give them to settle. So that can help you if you have some medical bills and you're looking to make sure that you don't go bankrupt.
Yep, exactly. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Last comment, last question before we wrap up.
This is Stephanie. I just wanted to point out that it's essential that you have that constant relationship with the client, because what we've learned is that it's cost more to have that money going out the door than to make that sale. So you have to make so many sales to recoup a loss. So it's essential that you maintain that relationship from the beginning, so that you know before it gets to the point where you are not able to collect. So you want to maintain that relationship throughout the whole process, so that it doesn't come up as a surprise in the end.
Thank you. You're right.
Wonderful. I appreciate it. Anyone else? Last comment, last question, I should say.
I'll just brag. I want to brag real quick on my wife. For the first company we had for 15 years, I think we wrote off less than $4,000 out of 10 million in collections. So she is a go-getter when it comes to getting paid. And you need someone on your side like that, that's going to stay on top of the person who owes money, do it in a polite way, but get you paid. And we had people that we had to do that partial payment and then collect the rest over time, but they became good clients because we worked with them.
Perfect. Thank you, Ken. What we're going to do here, Dee, before I give you the last word to close us out, we have some familiar faces join in a little bit later. So I just want to give you time. Please give us 7 seconds of who you are, your company, going by the screen, no particular order. Stephanie.
Good morning, Stephanie Bolden with Live Fund, providing access to capital for your small business.
Thank you, Stephanie. Rose Lovelace.
Hey, Rose with Path Medical. We bring healthcare to your comfort level, home health agency, and medical supplies. And I'm also a real estate broker. Thank you.
Thank you. Jason. You're on mute, Jason.
Sorry about that, y'all. Jason Witcher, I'm a financial advisor with Edward Jones.
Thank you so much, Jason. Good to see you again. We got Sonia Boatwright.
Thank you, Dr. Sinclair. Good morning, everyone. Sonia Boatwright with US Health Advisors, helping individuals who feel that their health insurance is far too expensive, or those people that simply feel that they can't afford. Thank you.
Thank you. We have Eartha. I don't know if Eartha, can you hear me, Eartha? Okay, she can.
Hi, yes, I'm sorry. This is Eartha with Postkeeper CPR. We provide CPR and first aid training for those on the front line.
Thank you, Eartha. We got Miss Smith.
Good morning. I'm Tawanya Smith with Right Choice Motors, a used car dealership in Covington, Georgia.
Perfect. And Coach Tawana.
Good morning, everyone. I am Coach Tawana, also known as the LinkedIn Professor. I'm here to support my client, Dee Bowden. I believe that you should do everything you need to do to get on her calendar and connect with her on LinkedIn.
Perfect, thank you. For those who missed, Tawana was one who gave us that outstanding presentation on moving from an expert to an influencer on LinkedIn. Okay, Dee, you got 30 seconds, and then thank you, everybody. And next week, we will have an awesome time. Please make sure you connect with one another. If you need someone's information that you did not get in chat, or you see somebody, email me directly, and I have everybody's information. I can make that connection. So Dee, close us out in 30 seconds. No, I'll make it 25 seconds.
Okay, well, first of all, to everybody here, thank you so very much for your time and attention. Again, Dr. Sinclair, thank you so much. So collections, B2B collections, 3 things: problem solving, customer service, secret sauce is gratitude. I dropped the link to my new book, which is actually called Collect the Cash, which will teach you the art and science of collect the cash, which is www.collectthecash.biz/book. That's www.collectthecash.biz/book. I hope you guys have a great day. Happy Women's History Month to all the women, and to the fellas, thank you all for being here as well. And again, y'all take care. Cheers.
Thank you so much, Dee. Everybody be safe. Have a good one, everyone.